For years, global music fans have talked about the incredible influence of BTS on culture, fashion, tourism, and even language learning. But now, experts are making a much bigger prediction, one that goes far beyond music charts and sold-out concerts. According to recent discussions in economic analysis, today's teenage armies, especially those emotionally connected to BTS during their formative years, may actually contribute to boosting South Korea's economy in the next 20 years. That's right, the so-called BTS effect is no longer just about albums and concerts. Economists and researchers believe it could shape future spending habits, tourism, education, business relationships, and even international trade connected to South Korea. It sounds surprising at first, but when we look closer, the logic behind it becomes clearer. The story starts with BTS becoming more than just a music group. Since their debut, BTS transformed into a global cultural movement. Millions of teenagers around the world grew up listening to their songs, watching Korean content, learning Korean phrases, and becoming deeply interested in South Korean culture. Unlike traditional fandoms, ARMY became something much larger, a community built around shared emotions, social awareness, and personal growth. Many young fans didn't just enjoy BTS music casually, they changed parts of their daily lives because of it. Some started learning Korean, others explored Korean fashion, skincare, food, and entertainment. Over time, this emotional connection turned into long-term interest in everything connected to South Korea. Economists often talk about something called soft power. Soft power means a country influencing people through culture instead of politics or military strength. In South Korea's case, K-pop, K-dramas, films, beauty products, and food all became major tools of global influence. But BTS took that soft power to another level. Researchers found that BTS contributed billions of dollars to South Korea's economy through tourism, merchandise sales, exports, and brand promotion. Even before military enlistment temporarily paused group activities, studies suggested BTS generated economic value comparable to large corporations. Hotels, restaurants, airlines, cosmetics brands, and local businesses benefited from tourists traveling specifically because of BTS. Now imagine what happens when today's teenage fans become adults with stable careers and larger spending power. That is the heart of the new prediction. Many teenage armies are expected to maintain emotional ties to South Korea for years. Experts believe that in 10 or 20 years, these fans may choose South Korea as a travel destination, purchase Korean products regularly, invest in Korean brands, study there, or even build business partnerships connected to Korean industries. Emotional attachment formed during teenage years tends to be powerful and long-lasting. Psychologists often point out that music and cultural experiences during adolescence can strongly influence future preferences and purchasing behavior. Think about it this way: if someone became a BTS fan at age 15 in 2025, they would be around 35 years old in 2045. By then, many of these fans may have professional careers, higher incomes, and greater financial independence. Instead of simply streaming songs, they could be spending money on tourism, language courses, Korean products, beauty brands, fashion labels, entertainment subscriptions, and international experiences. Some may even relocate temporarily for study or work opportunities. Multiply this behavior by millions of fans across the world, and suddenly the economic impact becomes enormous. That is why economists are paying attention to teenage armies, not just as music consumers, but as future contributors to international economic activity. South Korea has already seen examples of this trend. Korean language programs around the world have reported increased interest over the years, especially after BTS achieved global success. Universities saw more students wanting to study Korean culture and language. Tourism agencies noticed fans traveling to Seoul to visit BTS-related locations, HYBE attractions, concert venues, and filming sites. Businesses also started recognizing the financial power of fandom culture. Brands associated with BTS often experienced huge spikes in sales after endorsements. Whether it was fashion, drinks, skincare, or technology products, the BTS effect consistently showed real economic influence. What makes BTS unique compared to many global celebrities is the emotional depth of their relationship with fans. BTS songs often discuss mental health, self-acceptance, pressure, loneliness, dreams, and youth struggles. For many teenagers, BTS became more than entertainers, they became emotional support during difficult periods of life. Fans who feel emotionally supported often develop stronger loyalty. That emotional connection can last decades. Experts believe this long-term emotional bond is one reason why ARMY may continue supporting Korean culture well into adulthood. It's not only about nostalgia, it becomes part of personal identity. However, not everyone agrees completely with these predictions. Some economists argue that trends change quickly and fandom popularity may naturally decrease over time. Younger generations may develop different interests, and entertainment industries constantly evolve. Critics also point out that relying too much on celebrity influence could be risky for a country's economy. While BTS undoubtedly created massive global attention, maintaining long-term economic impact would require South Korea to continue investing in culture, tourism, technology, education, and international partnerships. In other words, BTS may open the door, but the country still needs strong systems to keep global interest alive. Still, history suggests cultural influence can have surprisingly long-lasting economic effects. We've seen countries benefit for decades from cultural exports like Hollywood films, anime from Japan, British music, and global fashion trends. South Korea's entertainment industry already expanded beyond K-pop into dramas, films, gaming, and beauty industries. BTS may simply be one major chapter in a much bigger story. For teenage ARMYs growing into adulthood, their connection to Korean culture could evolve naturally rather than disappear completely. A fan who once watched BTS music videos may later book trips to Korea, buy Korean technology, or support Korean brands because the connection feels familiar and meaningful. At the center of all this is a fascinating question: can music truly shape a nation's future economy? With BTS, the answer may actually be yes, at least to some degree. The idea that teenage fans today could influence South Korea's GDP 20 years from now sounds unbelievable, yet modern economics increasingly recognizes the power of culture and emotional connection. The BTS effect has already broken records in entertainment. If predictions are correct, its biggest impact may not happen on stage or streaming platforms, but inside economies, industries, and everyday spending decisions decades into the future. One thing is certain: BTS changed the global image of South Korea forever, and the ripple effects may still be growing long after the music itself first reached millions of young listeners around the world.